Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host, Bachelor Nation News, third and final video of the day, unless there's some crazy breaking news, but we're going to be scraping the barrel a little bit. Viall has a take on the Michelle and Nayte sort of breakup. He says she hasn't moved on yet, and we're going to hear what he has to say, his opinion, and why he feels that way just after this. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for private behind-the-scenes bonus content. And I have to tell you this, I just released new information on Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast that I am not sharing on YouTube, some private information I found out about some crazy Bachelor fans and the research they have done, which involves the court system. It's maybe not that big of a story, but it's interesting, and I've got that on Bachelor Rush Hour today. Go check that out wherever you listen to podcasts. Link in the comment section. So for this video, I got this DM from somebody, and I love when I get this when I get these DMs. They said, might be worth scraping a follow-up video to the one you did regarding the Michelle Young story, and they give me time codes. Oh, gold star for you, a good friend of the show, power listener. This is exactly the way to do it. They send me specific time codes of Nick and his producers talking about Michelle's comments and all that jazz. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to watch this with you guys, and we'll see if there's much ado about nothing or if this is worthy of a barrel scraping. And to catch us up, let's see what Us Weekly said about the shade that Michelle threw towards Nayte with my quick response. Watch this.
Because she's, it's a classic like Bachelor person reflecting and saying what she's not really saying, because obviously she went through this breakup with Nayte, whatever. But
saying what she's not really
same
saying,
shirt.
That's the key to Bachelor statements, right?
But did you see a couple weeks before this, I think it was Andrew posted a video of a bunch of guys dancing.
Yes.
And she posted like 1, 2, 3, 5, like didn't miss or something. And Nayte was the fourth person in the video.
So she goes, left no crumbs. Okay, so that's the TikTok I wanted you guys to see. She says 1, 2, 3, and 5, left no crumbs. Now, the question is, was she wasted? Was she having a glass of Spade and Sparrow wine? How delicious. What was she doing? Or maybe she's just friends with Nayte now after they broke up. I mean, could that be it? Anyway, let's cut to this at the 11:06 mark and hear what Nick has to say. And again, this clip is 8 days old. Just sometimes you don't get your information right away, but barrel scraping isn't necessarily about getting your information at a prime time. Barrel scraping is just about getting the information. And when you get it, you got to do what you got to do with it. All right, let's have a listen.
Andrew, Justin, Rodney, Nayte, and Romeo were all hanging out over the New Year's weekend. They posted a TikTok of them all dancing, and they each had like a clip. And they went in that order. So Andrew, Justin, Rodney, Nayte, Romeo. And then Michelle commented 1, 2, 3, and 5 left no crumbs. And Nayte, her ex-fiance, was number 4. So she said everyone but Nayte.
That was
left no crumbs. She has entered the chat.
She definitely that's a saucy comment.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't. I mean, it's playful, I guess. It also says
I said the same thing. I was like, I think it's playful, but maybe Nick's barrel scraping as well.
barrel scraping day. She hasn't moved on.
She and Rachel have become very tight.
Rachel.
So Nick says she hasn't moved on, and then the producer says that Michelle and Rachel have become very tight. Of course, Rachel, I don't know. I don't want to speak for Rachel and say she's not a fan of Nick's show, but she clapped back at Nick saying, all you want to have is have me on so you can, do whatever. So she hasn't joined his program as of late.
Former Bachelorette Rachel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They did a TikTok recently, and the trend, it's like me and blah, blah, blah get along so good. And they captioned it, me and Mr. Doesn't Exist get along so good. And it was just like the two of them dancing. It was fun.
This producer is very good at her job. I think she's very, very good at her job here.
I'm just surprised she made that,
that she's
how do you let the world know that you...
If I were her, I would ask Nick for a raise. Nick, pay her, whatever you're paying her, double it. I think she's doing a great job.
Still haven't moved on. That's one way, right? I don't,
she didn't need to comment anything.
I mean,
so Nick's saying that Michelle hasn't moved on, and again, that's you could look at it that way. She could have not commented anything, or she's moved on so far. Remember the old swingers quote, like, don't call her back. How do you know? You got to leave her. How do you know you're over her? Well, you won't want to call her anymore. And he goes, what's that? Then I don't even want to be with her. And he goes, that's the rub.
Yeah, fine, hey, I love the, it's playful, but it definitely, how else would you look at it?
Yeah.
That she's
upset about something.
I mean, maybe her is, just kidding, guys, but how else can you interpret that?
I feel like it's one of those things where it's
Amanda,
she's like,
you're
wait.
Michelle's lawyer. Advocate for me for how this is not like I'm saying, well, I guess
Clifford Law.
she still cares. She still hasn't moved on. She's not indifferent, and she wants the world to know that.
I think apathy is the grandest form of indifference, and I think silence is a form of apathy. She's didn't even is not going to comment on this because it was not something that left an impression.
What do you mean?
She didn't say 4 was bad. You know, if she was going to display some kind of animosity or negativity.
No, she said 4 left crumbs, and I'm not entirely sure what that means.
And now we're going to get into the conversation of crumbs, which, by the way, having given up sugar and grains, this is quite triggering to me. I will never leave a crumb left unattended, especially if I haven't had pizza in a while.
She said
1,
the
2,
other
3, and 5 left no crumbs.
That means they ate. They ate it all.
That means that 4 must have left a crumb.
How many white people do we need to understand what it means to drop crumbs?
At least 1 crumb.
Yeah.
So she did say it.
But that means he's still eating, though.
He might just need a little time.
Like he just.
This feels like and again, I actually credit Nick for the humor here with his like inquisition, but it's kind of like a Curb Your Enthusiasm style thing where he's like, or kind of like Jerry Seinfeld. He's like, I didn't leave any crumbs. There was a crumb there. She told me she didn't want crumbs. You know what I mean?
Just didn't eat as much, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, no, it's not like a maybe the crumbs can be cleaned up at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe there's just this is just like a Swiffer, but like 4 left no, or 1, 2, 3, and 5 left no crumbs. But if you grab your Swiffer sweeper for Nate, he's got crumbs galore.
Some people have smaller appetites than others and eat at different paces.
But do you think she was under the influence of either a friend or a substance?
Yes, she and
That's
Rachel were
saying.
like chugging wine, and they were like
wine chugging, and she was like, she typed it in, she passed it to Rachel, and went, I can't.
No,
and then Rachel was like,
and Rachel was like, boom, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. And then the thought, I can't delete it now because
The world.
I don't know. Maybe I don't drink enough. Do you guys do this? Do you leave drunk comments? Again, maybe I'm ancient, who knows? I guess you do. I guess, right? But when you know the whole world's going to be watching, I sometimes, it's the simplest answer. I hate to be so, non-problematic here, but I feel like she's just on decent terms with Nate. I feel like they're over each other.
World's seen it. Can't
That's
be a
probably
Jason
When's the
Tardik
last
and take
time
it down.
you did that, like on social media, where you had to like,
Wait, what's this? She just threw shade at Jason Tardik. What did she say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. And then the thought, I can't delete it now because
The world's seen it. Can't be a
That's probably
Jason
what
when's the
Tardik
last
and take
time
it down.
you did that,
Did Jason Tardik make a post and take it down? I didn't get that one.
like on social media, where you had to like,
All right, so we're going to jump ahead here to the 1653 mark per our good friend Katie. Shout out to Katie in the comments who gave us this beautiful screen grab here. She says, go to the 1653 mark. Nick says Michelle wants Nate back, that she's not moved on. Ooh. Okay, we're going to get into this. Speaking of Katie, I've got a show with Katie Thurston, February 15th, if you haven't heard. It's the off season, so not everyone watches every videos, but that's in San Diego, February 15th. There's VIP tickets for the meet and greet with Katie, and it comes with a toy that an adult of the adult persuasion that's valued very expensively. So it's worth the money. So you'd almost be an idiot to not get the VIP, but there is general admission as well. And those tickets are going to sell out. They are available. I think they're already like half sold out. So that's for San Diego. I'll be performing, Katie Thurston as well, a few other of our comedian friends, and a live Q&A with you guys afterwards. It's going to be a ton of fun, and that's going to be live only. I don't think legally she's allowed to share that, so that'll be live if you want to check that out. All right, so anyway, back to here. Let's round this topic off and hear what Nick has to say about Michelle not having moved on.
Want him back.
Yes, it's the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
She's not moved on.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Lou Bega song, like, 1, 2, 3 have crumbs, and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 no crumbs.
Not indifferent.
All right, did I miss it? Or is that all there is? Okay, so I guess that's all there is. All right, he says she is not indifferent. She has not moved on. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? I mean, look, again, this is what pays the bills for Nick. This isn't. There's no criticism there. He's speaking boldly. She hasn't moved on. And when I listen to that, just like my power listeners out there, You know, we hear thumbnails, we hear lines. I mean, this is what keeps our bills going.
Barrel scraping Dave.
You know, we scrape the barrel, even if it's rubbish.
That's rubbish, Dave.
All right. So anyway, that's it for me. That's all I got here. Check out Bachelor Rush Hour, though, if you want to get some extra tea. I want to be giving it to you guys over there, all right? It's going to be different content than you get here. I think I had 10 minutes I opened up with on Bachelor Rush Hour today. I think it's going to drop right after this podcast, right after this video. I've got them coming out at the same time, but always I have it out for East Coast Rush Hour, which means I'll have it out by 4 p.m., but definitely by 5 p.m. on the East Coast time. A ton of effort goes into it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I try to put new music on every day and all that jazz. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Link in the comment section to go check that out, and we will see you all tomorrow on that Friday. Get ready. I'll see you then. Bye.